instead of making it harder, instead of being harder on yourself, make it easier. That's the trick. Because if you're not already doing well, then yelling and pushing is going to actually make it worse. And that does remind me of a scenario I had a long time ago when I was younger. I was a soccer team, captain of the soccer team, and my performance wasn't as good. And I was always the hardest critic on myself. I had people around me that would push me, but I was always the hardest critic on myself. And I was realizing that I wasn't playing well. And then one of my coaches was yelling at me to work harder and like sort of pointing out all the things that I wasn't doing right. And it actually started to make me more upset and actually not be able to play even more. It actually pushed me beyond my normal ability to motivate myself. So I had to sit there and have a conversation to say, listen, I'm the first one to understand that this is not going well. And it's not helping me by you yelling and pushing me. But it would help me if you tell me what I need to change. If you help me redirect my focus where it needs to go. And that's sort of what I want you to do. I'm not asking you to be easy on yourself. And I know that's the fear everybody has. Like if I'm not 100% pushing on myself, then I'm going to let myself go and I'm not going to do well. I get that. That makes sense. I know how it is. But if you're trying to chase a lack of energy with more energy, it's kind of counterproductive. You need to ask yourself, how is this working for me? And if it's not, then why are you still trying to be hard on yourself? And I get it. Like I said, I know why you're trying to be hard on yourself, but why are you doing it still if it's not working? Now, I kind of understood that intuitively when I was younger, but I've always ever known the sort of hard driving, pushing approach that coaches have and trainers have and all that stuff. So it just seemed like it had to be the way. And I think people feed off of that and try to replicate that as coaches and even on themselves. And my research and courses have really shown that the approach needs to change based on individuals, like it had to in my case. But oftentimes, making it easier is easier to get going. So you're taking your foot off the gas a little bit, not pushing yourself, readjusting, and then taking off again. And then you might find that you're able to do even more than you were doing before. So you need to know yourself. You need to know your strengths. You need to play with them. Do you need somebody who's strict? Or do you need someone who's flexible? And if you're worried about the person that's flexible, why are you worried about that? What is that missing? What's that gap? What are you getting from that person being really hard on you that you're not able to get from yourself? And vice versa. If someone is being overly strict on you and it's not helping you, why is that? So there's some reflection that needs to happen here. But what I'm saying to you is play to your strengths. Make it easier rather than being harder on yourself. There is a way to succeed. And all these studies have shown that you need to find the way to be internally motivated, because those are the people that succeed the most. The ones that are Kobe Bryant for hours upon hours taking the same shot over and over again because he missed it in the game. That's not being pushed on him. Nobody told him that he had to do that. But he was internally driven. And a lot of the most successful people are internally driven. So we have to find a way that it's not somebody having to breathe down your neck and push you more to get to your goal. And of course, you can't be like that on yourself. That's what I was saying. Like, you can't be overly critical to the point where it's almost paralyzing you from continuing on. So you need to find a way to make it easier, play to your strengths. And if you need to have that chat with your coach, have your chat with the coach. Outline the way you like to approach things, what's going to work well for you and what's not. And then put that in action.